On Eyewitness News, while some states have canceled their presidential primaries, Connecticut has moved its one twice. And now the question is, what might be done to keep voters healthy and safe when they head to the polls finally in August? Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Mike Savino is live at the state capitol with what we can expect. Mike?
Yes, and Dennis, Connecticut can't cancel its own primary as long as the other candidates want to keep their names on the ballot. So with that in mind, Secretary of State DENISE MERRILL is working with registrars on how exactly we can keep voters safe.
It may be imperfect because it is guesswork on our part. We've never seen an election like this.
The August primaries are still 3 months away, but they're also occurring during a pandemic, forcing Secretary of the State DENISE MERRILL and local registrars of voters to have a number of contingencies.
We're planning for every eventuality, honestly.
President Donald Trump has a Republican nomination locked up. So does Vice President Joe Biden on the Democratic side. But Democrats Bernie Sanders and Tulsi Gabbard and Republican Rocky De La Fuente still want their names on the ballot. So under the Connecticut's Constitution, the primary must go on. The primary was initially set for April 28th. It was first pushed back to June, and now to August 11th.
We're not sure where we're going to be by August, to be honest.
Connecticut's Constitution doesn't allow for online or mail voting, so officials want to ensure social distancing. This includes larger polling places and possibly more locations.
All of us are looking at our local polling locations to see whether or not we have to change locations in order to make social distancing work.
Other ideas include personal protective equipment for poll workers and sanitation supplies. Other options? Trying to expand access to absentee ballots.
We have an absentee ballot system now. We've had it. It's just opening it up to more people.
Democrat and former East Haven Mayor April CAPONE suggested absentee ballots for all voters when she announced her candidacy for state senate today. But the state constitution has limits on who can get absentee ballots. One question, do executive orders against gatherings mean all voters are unable to go to the polls? MERRILL also wants to know how language for the sick applies to people who have the virus but don't know it.
This has not really been tested, and it's certainly never been tested during a pandemic. So that's kind of what we're trying to figure out.
Now, aside from the presidential primary, there's also the potential for local primaries in state legislative races and also congressional races. But turnout in those races is typically lower, so registrars are looking at the August primaries as a tune-up and a way to test ideas before the November election. Reporting live from the Capitol, Mike Savino, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Okay.